They got more injuries up front.
That's the thing. So let's actually...
This is the one area where they really, really, really couldn't afford injuries.
Let's actually start there. J.C. Horn, Jeremy Fowler, ESPN reporting it's going to be multiple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you're counting on J.C. Horn being on the field, you're doing something wrong.
Here's Frank Reich on that.
We're still kind of working through that. He's working through getting other opinions and just seeing the full extent of it. It is a serious hamstring injury that's going to, he's going to be out for a while, for an extended period of time. But I still don't have enough information to kind of give a definitive statement on exactly what's going to be the course of action with him. Hopefully we get that answer in the next day or two.
So Horn had season-ending foot surgery his rookie year, and he only played 3 games. And then he missed the last 4 games this past season with a wrist fracture. And then now we got the hammy. But like you said, injuries are popping up. It's Chandler Zavala time for real, because Brady Christensen is out. You still have Austin Corbett on the IR. That takes him out of the first 4 weeks of the season. Zavala, I went back and I watched some of the Panthers game because I spent a good chunk of Sunday running around doing hockey dad stuff. So I took some time this week to watch, a condensed version of the game. And all indications are that Zavala, who people had some questions about in the preseason, looked all right. The thing about the Panthers and the game against Atlanta, as we get further away from it, it was an execution issue, okay? And I understand what we do in the NFL is we overreact to the first thing we see and we try to set the table going forward. There's only one thing that happened this past week in the NFL that you can say definitively has screwed a team, and that's the New York Jets. Everything else is, hey, man, let's see where this plays out. Because as much as we've been freaking out about Bryce Young and whether or not, oh, man, was he too short this week? That kind of stuff. 14 starting quarterbacks did not reach 200 yards passing in week 1. 14. And these are
including Russell Wilson,
Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow had a career low 82 yards against.
You're just picking up my fantasy team, Matt.
Sorry about that, man.
I don't like that, sir.
No, but it's a larger point. It's a larger point to be made about quarterbacks this week.
Oh, I thought the offenses were terrible this week.
Awful this week.
Yeah.
Awful.
Across the board.
So now do I expect that
even
to continue?
Dallas scored 40 points and their offense didn't score any of it, really.
No, yeah, Dak Prescott was one of those quarterbacks that had big zeros, right? So I'm not sometimes it's important to, yes, you're involved with what your team is doing. You are only interested in how they can get better, but sometimes you have to take a step back and look at how things played out in totality. And to your point, week 1 was a shitty opening for offenses across the league.
I've been doing for NC State on Law of the Wolf. I've been doing good, bad, and uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. And we could go through the same thing with the Panthers. The uh-oh is the injuries to the offensive line.
Yes.
You're now down 2 starters that you were counting on this year. And quite frankly, the way that the salary cap works, the way that depth works, you don't have guys that you can just grab off the street.
Right.
Like when you say that the Jets are the only ones really in a FUBAR situation, I think the Panthers are teetering there because of the injuries up front. When does Austin Corbett come back? Now you're losing Brady Christensen. You're losing guys that it's like the Canes last year losing Max Pacioretty and then losing Svetch. Obviously, they're bigger stars than the offensive linemen, but you and I both know you can't do anything if you can't protect.
Yeah.
And I look at the Panthers situation and I go, I'm not ready to throw the whole season away for sure, but it's like there is an uh-oh element to this. This isn't like, oh, you had a bust on the defensive line or Jesse Bates makes an unbelievable play on Miles Sanders, right? You're that's bad, but it's not the end of the world. A guy made you tip your hat. The guy made a great play, right? This is more of a how do you try to solve this problem on the fly? It's really hard to do.
Frank Reich addressed the media. He was asked about Monday Night Football and Bryce Young's development and big stage. What I find funny about this kind of stuff is like we kind of, I get that in NFL circles you think, oh man, this is a whole nother level. Like let's not act like Bryce Young hasn't been in some big freaking primetime games at Alabama. And Monday Night Football, while it still holds a special place in the heart of olds like us, like I remember when my dad took me to a Dolphins Raiders Monday Night Football game at Joe Robbie Stadium. It was the biggest freaking thing. That was the marquee game. But as things have shifted, it's Sunday Night Football on NBC that highlights the big night, the big marquee matchup. Reich was asked about how Bryce Young was going to handle that, and I thought he answered it well.
Yeah, I am aware of the PAs.
Oh, wait, no, wrong sound clip. Let me give you the right one.
With Bryce, it's just going to be, every step for him is a new step in the NFL, but at the same time, he's played on a big stage his whole life. So, enjoy the moment. Monday, the biggest piece of advice you give to the rookies is that when you play on Monday night, it's a long wait until Monday night. So don't get too amped up too early. Just be patient. Because it's a long wait. And yeah, I mean, my first NFL start was on a Monday night. So still very good memories of Monday Night Football for me personally. So yeah, always enjoy Monday night. That's one of the reasons why.
I think the game that Reich is referencing is what, 89? Was that his first year? When
he's older than that.
Is it older than that?
The comeback against Miami at Maryland was like 86.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll have to go back and double check.
He's old.
He's a lifer, man. He's a lifer.
He's 62.
I totally get that. Well,
the stat boy in me, the PTI in me right now. We were both right about Frank Reich.
Okay.
89 was his first start.
Got it.
Because remember, Jim Kelly was in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
89 was his first start, but 85 was actually his first year in the league.
Okay.
So he went 4 full years without starting a football game in the NFL.
Like how it used to be.
And like to our point, Frank Reich was a perfectly acceptable backup. Yeah. And that was a guy when he came in, you need him? Okay.
He was able to do it, man. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we should kind of get back to that. Maybe it's a thought.